Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. But before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask all of you what your stance is on CBDCs. Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys about CBDCs. We've been talking about them for a while on this channel. I know that it is like a mixed sort of opinion when it comes to CBDCs. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Also, hit that like button if you guys haven't already. And for those that are not subscribed to the channel, which over 50% of you are not, by the end of this video, if you guys did find any of the content interesting, maybe you learned something new, whatever the case may be, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. So with that being said, let's dive into this tweet here from Anderson. So as we focus on the entire crypto industry, we start to see a narrative being pushed from not only Wall Street, but just the government itself. And a lot of like these higher up elites that are talking about crypto, there's a narrative that is very similar to what we see around the world whenever we do see something being risked, right? There's a high risk that crypto does pose on the traditional system, meaning, guess what? We start to take money away from the big banks. We start to take, money away from the food chain that a lot of these big bankers are eating up in terms of fees that they collect on every single transaction. The traditional system that we know of globally is a monopoly system that favors the bankers and the elites. So when we start to eat into their profit pool, that's why we start to see a major lobbying against the retail CBDCs, as well as against crypto. Because as we do focus on CBDCs, like I've said in the past, there's one clear sign that DLT technology and crypto itself will play a vital role in the evolution of CBDCs and the overall adoption of them as well. Now, as we focus on this, let's go over here to this article that Anderson is actually quoting, and we do see banks in Russia to lose about $700 million per year due to digital ruble. Now, imagine the global cost associated with digital tokens, CBDCs, even stable coins. Imagine what the cost is associated with that, because all of these major fees that retailers, and even not just retailers, but also every single major individual that is utilizing these digital tokens, imagine the fees that are being saved that are getting taken away immediately from these banks. We actually do see down here Russian banks may be the main losers from the introduction of a digital ruble, while retailers will save on acquiring fees. Analysts have predicted the benefits for consumers using the new digital currency are not that obvious, as they may not be paid any interest or cash back. And this is talking about the launch of Russia's digital ruble, said to result in losses for banking institutions. This is why we are starting to see such a big backlash, even in the United States, against companies like Ripple, for an example. We talk about this quite a bit with what Ripple is focused on, because they are focused on the cross-border payment market. The cross-border payment market, we have a lot of these higher up institutions and banking giants that are eating up a ton of those fees. I mean, it's a $156 trillion market, where a large portion of the fees that are within that market that do get transacted every single day get paid back to these major higher up financial institutions and banking clients. So as we focus on that, right? It's a very clear sign on why Ripple was targeted in the first place and not any other major company. After Ripple did get focused on, we start to see a domino effect of the SEC going after other companies. But as we do focus on things happening, it's more of the idea of the advantage compared to the disadvantage of CBDCs, crypto, digital tokens, etc. We even do see down here the digital ruble has no obvious advantages in terms of convenience and everyday use, and international experience shows that the reduction in the cost of acquiring does not lead to price reductions or slowdown in price growth, only to an increase in retailers' profits. Meaning, hey, it's only benefiting the retailers. So why do we want this? That's what their main focus point is here, which is crazy to me because, again, retailers for the longest time, aka me and you, have been getting screwed on a lot of these major fees. I see it all the time. And yeah, as we do focus on this, it looks like this is going to be happening in April of 2023, aka this year. They're going to begin trials with real transactions, and then they're aiming for a full launch in 2024. And I would argue that by 2024, a lot of things around this market are going to change drastically. You do see over here from all the money, real Lisa Daly, CBDCs make headway, but can they coexist with comments from Ripple's Anthony Welfare and also Quant Network's Gilbert Verdian? Now, these two are going to play a vital role, and I'm going to bring up what the major role is from Quant as well as from Ripple. But here are a few of those comments. So with CBDC stablecoins and existing payments, there is no one size fits all, and so to successfully achieve this interoperability, it cannot be done in silos, but rather as payment ecosystems. And then over here, in this model, a CBDC network between central banks and commercial banks would use private blockchains. Financial institutions would need authorization to access the network, and commercial banks would link their own private blockchains to the broader CBDC network. This interoperability would facilitate transactions between each other and also payment companies, merchants, and consumers. Commercial banks and payment companies would not be disintermediated, according to Verdian. Then over here, if a CBDC is to be adopted, it must be properly configured and implemented as critical national infrastructure, protected in the same way as existing payment systems, and must be scalable, interoperable, and comply with anti-money laundering regulations, according to Gilbert Verdian. The digital assets need to be secure, implementing the highest cybersecurity standards against fraud and cyber attacks. Meeting all these requirements in 2023 will be a big task, but is ultimately feasible. Then over here on the last slide, this is a very exciting step forward for the CBDC industry to address one of the biggest challenges in payments, interoperability, where different systems need to work together. And this is again from Anthony Welfare, who is the senior advisor for CBDC and global partnerships at Ripple. Gilbert Verdian, you guys already know, he is the founder of Quant Network. Welfare has also worked with the UK's government and building use cases for a potential digital pound. Now, yes, these like Ripple and Quant as companies are going to play a vital role in the next evolution of payments as well as the global financial system. Now, as we focus on XRP and also QNT, these are those assets that they are choosing to utilize for specific use cases. XRP outside of the realm of Ripple, I've always said, is going to do very, very good. Does XRP need CBDCs? Does XRP need Ripple to create incredible value? Absolutely not. The XRP ledger is going to do just fine with a lot of the dApps that are launching and utilizing XRP as the power source. But this is a specific use case, and this is a specific thing that is happening before our eyes that is going to be absolutely massive. The fourth industrial revolution is upon us, and things are moving extremely fast. Now, why do I believe that the XRP ledger will play a vital role in all of this? Well, here's from Anthony Welfare himself. Should central banks use DLT for CBDC? Listen to my interview with Finextra. 6 reasons why DLT should be used for CBDCs. Scalability and interoperability, security, real-time settlement. Real-time settlement is a big one. This is where XRP comes into play. No single points of failure. Real-time transparency for full visibility of accounts and their status. And also DLT is built for a world where there is disconnect there's disconnect and systems don't necessarily integrate perfectly. As we actually look at Ripple and what they want to do with XRP through the XRP ledger itself, it is going to allow for global interoperability between payments as well as allow for real-time settlement. Remember, XRP can have that interoperability settlement between any two assets, aka atomic settlement. Atomic settlement is going to be a huge game changer, especially in the world of CBDCs, where there's not going to be a one size fits all. There's not going to just be one CBDC. There's going to be hundreds and hundreds of CBDCs out there. So when we take a look at that, we're going to need to have cross-currency interoperability and also settlement. So this is a big one. This is a huge one. There's going to be many networks and many systems out there in place. In my opinion, Ripple is preparing for CBDCs. Just recently, we've seen an announcement that Ripple is seeking blockchain engineer for CBDC related projects. This is not the only job opening that they have around CBDCs. They have quite a bit as well. If you want to go and look at their hiring notice on their website, I believe it's on their website. It might be on another website as well, outside of ripple.com, but they do have quite a bit of job offerings, and most of them are centered on liquidity as well as CBDCs. Now, also with this, we recently just seen the Digital Pound Foundation actually announce that India's retail giant Reliance is going to be accepting CBDCs at stores. We do see Reliance Retail, India's largest retail chain, will start accepting retail payments in digital rupee in a move that could supercharge the adoption of the country's recently launched CBDC. It is only a matter of time before we start to see a big shift happening around CBDCs, and I do think that in the US specifically, we are about to start to see a big initiative on taking the next steps to not only promote but create a US CBDC. Now, we do see over here the state of central bank digital currencies in 2022. This is what is actually happening. So, there's quite a bit of research happening. They're starting to see a big shift in piloting as well. And soon we will see launched CBDCs. And it's going to move pretty quick once we start to see, two specific CBDCs being fully launched that could interoperate with each other. And by the way, we're starting to see Ripple take that initiative with already 3 CBDC projects under its belt. And once we see that atomic settlement between those two CBDCs, it's going to be game over. We're going to start to see a big move. And I think that we're getting there. And the craziest thing is that shout out to King Valix over on Twitter. He posted this video and he said, no, CBDCs can't be immediately rolled out. Oh, yeah, but yet the CEO of Swift is saying what this means is that CBDCs can be rolled out and be immediately scaled and used globally. Notice how literally nobody has showed this, and I showed this months ago. Listen closely to this video real quick, and then I will address what is actually happening right now around the world and why Swift is giving us the green light.
That show essentially that CBDC DLT networks can be interlinked, and not just with each other all over the world, but also with existing payment systems. And what this means is that as CBDCs will be rolled out, they can automatically, immediately scale and be used globally. CBDCs will be rolled out, they can automatically, immediately scale and be used globally. And all of that, we're achieving it through Swift's new transaction. And what this means is that as CBDCs will be rolled out, they can...
And from here, the video kind of just repeats, but they're centered on DLT technology. They're centered on a global rollout that is immediately scaled. And this is happening. This is happening right now, and we do see, and not just with each other and all over the world, but with existing payment systems as well. It will all be intertwined. It will all be immediately transactable between both systems. And Swift is already preparing this. Swift announced this back in December. We're helping to prepare central bank digital currencies' future. We recently ran a set of groundbreaking experiments that paved the way for the use of CBDCs across borders. There are 5 things that you need to know about the pioneering work. And if you guys did want to go read this, you guys are more than welcome to. In my opinion, as we focus on what's happening, we are seeing a massive change to our entire economy. We are seeing a global economic reset. This is happening before our eyes through central bank digital currencies utilizing DLT technology as well as crypto technology. And I think that the two companies, in my opinion, that 100% will play a vital role in all of this will be Quant and Ripple. Remember, Quant has already solved any-to-any interoperability. That means not just blockchain interoperability, that means interoperability between any ecosystems and all systems, all networks, anything out there will be fully interoperable with crypto to the real world. And this is already a major solution. This is already live. This is already there. And again, as we focus on Ripple, focus on what Anthony Welfare is telling everyone. Whenever he talks about CBDCs, as he does talk about the ledger technology behind them, as he focuses on what's really happening, I mean, everything that we see before our eyes, especially with the XRP ledger. Remember, the XRP ledger is the secret sauce for what Ripple wants to do with CBDCs. In fact, most of what they are building involves the XRP ledger and XRP itself. Now, is that the only value creation for XRP itself? Absolutely not. But I do think that they will play a vital role in creating value for XRP as well. And with all of that, right, you got to question, like, okay, well, how high will XRP's value be when things like this are fully live. It's going to take some time, but as we do focus on what Swift recently said, or the Swift CEO said, things will start to be rolled out immediately. Once we get out of the research stage and we start to go through like the piloting stage, right after that, once we see things working, once we see, the scale testing and all that kind of stuff happen with CBDCs, we're going to start to see a global launch of CBDCs around the world. And it all starts with competition. Remember what I said? We're going to be seeing a space race like move around central bank digital currencies and this technology. It's already happening, and it's moving pretty quick. And I really do hope that all of you out there are prepared for this, because when it starts to move, it's going to be a very, very fast move. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Others, it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. If you guys are in this beautiful world, this has been Nick. Peace out, guys.